Musical Talk, the UK independent musical theatre podcast.
Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Musical Talk. Today I'm going to be handing the reins to a good friend of mine, Maryann Wright, whom we had on the podcast many years ago, but she will introduce herself again. And a friend of hers and a fan of mine, which is odd, and more importantly of Musical Talk, her collaborator in this wonderful project Until the Curtain Rises. She's going to be talking with Estee Stimler. So, Until the Curtain Rises, you may have read about it. It is a fundraising event going on to support the industry in this very difficult time. It's a very entertaining chat. I'm going to hand you over to the girls now, and I hope you enjoy it.
So, hello everybody. My name is Maryann Wright. I write, consult, and perform in the entertainment industry. I'm originally from Australia, which you can probably hear in my voice. But I've lived in London for the last 3 years, ex-Mount View musical theatre grad, and this is my friend and colleague, co-producer, Estee Stimler. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi. First of all, I have to tell you, Nick, big fan. So I'm a lyricist, book writer, playwright, and I've been living in London for 31 years. As you can tell, I'm from New York.
We've created a fundraiser for the UK theatre community called Until the Curtains Rise. And Estee, you were the one who came to me with this idea because I had done a little bit of PR for you. You just had a show at the Other Palace called A Change of Heart.
Which
was brilliant. You wrote the lyrics and the book for that. And I helped you out a little bit with that and did your website. And then lockdown happened very soon after, 2 weeks after. And then you called me up one day with an idea. So do you want to explain how you had that idea?
Okay, so I was with a friend of mine who's a composer when the call came through that all his gigs were canceled. And he hung up the phone and looked me straight in the eyes and said, "How am I going to pay my rent?" And I thought, oh gosh, this is serious. There's, everyone thinks that here is about theaters closing, but there's a real human cost to all this. And I just thought, we can't sit still, we have to do something. And I was really excited to see all the fundraising things all over the place, all the things going online. But I thought there was got to be more to be done. So I called Maryann.
I would say Estee's a really active Twitterer. She really knows what's happening.
Follow me.
Yeah, she's got lots of followers. It's very good. And I would say you actually had the idea as one of the first ideas. It just took us longer to execute because we made it a bit, I don't know, I'm not going to say professional, but we kind of buffed it up with a proper kind of program of talent. I would say a lot of fundraisers were saying, oh, look, this is the problem, please donate, and I'll kind of give the money out randomly. But when you came to me with the idea, I thought that's such a great idea, but we can't just take money in our bank accounts because how are we going to decide who gets what? And
yeah, that was the big thing on how to distribute the funds.
And we set up the website Until the Curtains Rise, and we kind of said, look, this is the problem. And then I created two forms. I created a support form. What was it? It was reach out and then pitch in. So the pitch in form was people who wanted to help, and then people who needed help. And we had maybe a dozen responses for the pitch in, for people wanting to help, and we had hundreds of responses for people who needed support. And it was just so abundantly clear that this is just not going to work because there's just not enough money in one pot to go to the other pot. And how do you decide who gets what?
That was the issue, yeah.
And so then we thought, okay, we need a charity who's done this before, who knows how to handle the funds. And that's when we started asking around. So who did we ask, Estee?
So I went to the wonderful and unbelievably talented Kaiser Hammerland, who kindly sent me to Matt at Equity, who kindly introduced us to Joel at Acting for Others.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was really exciting because I can't get over Acting for Others, because who else is going to get actors who spend 2 or 3 hours on stage to stand at the front doors with buckets to support other people in the industry? I thought it's an amazing initiative.
Yeah, I mean, Acting for Others is a great charity, and I just realized we haven't actually explained what Until the Curtains Rise is. So Until the Curtains Rise is a crowdfund campaign where we host a silent auction. We have a bunch of big names. So we have Helen Mirren and Michael Ball, Miranda Hart, Christopher Biggins, Arlene Phillips. We have tons of names, musical theatre performers, and also straight actors. And they have all donated something. So whether that's a personal thank you video message, or signed memorabilia, or a masterclass, or a coffee chat, and then people will bid on those items, and we will distribute the prizes. And it's just a nice way that people who donate get something back as well. And Acting for Others are our partner charity, so they get all the money.
And also, I like that it goes straight into their accounts. There's no crowdfunding fees, which sometimes is a bit iffy, and you don't have to, it's just simple and easy.
Yeah, one of the big
Set
things.
it up very well, Maryann.
One of the things we were discussing along the way in developing the fundraiser is, okay, so we're not going to use Kickstarter because they take a percentage of the fees, and then also the credit card facility takes a percentage of the fees, and we just thought we really want to cut out all that fat. And so I ended up building the website so that it hosted the silent auction, and that we manage it on our end. So then we have the final people who are the highest bidders, and that goes straight to Acting for Others for the payment. And it's just a nice thing that we don't have to worry about anything. It just goes straight to them. And Acting for Others are an incredible charity that have been operating for over 60 years now. It was set up by Laurence Olivier and a bunch of other wonderful people, Richard Chamberlain. And they, as Estee said, they're the people with the buckets at the door once a year, the golden bucket.
And they distribute it to 14 other charities. And if somebody has a problem and they need money from any hardship fund, they can contact Acting for Others, who will tell them where they can go, which is the best place that they can go further.
Yeah. And then they apply. And then, so if you need support funds, if you are someone who needs support right now, if you go to Acting for Others, then they will direct you, and then you submit an application to those charities, and then they administer the funds. So Estee, tell us, how did we start collating the people? Because once we set up everything and we had the ask, we had the official quote of support by Equity and Acting for Others, and we were tried and true, a real establishment. How did we ask people?
Well, you go to the people in your phone. So I had the people who were, who, let's say, Simon Lipkin and Kaiser, and then I had from my cast, from my show, which I loved, the amazing Julie Atherton, and like everyone else, and that, and it just went on from there.
Yeah. And then I also contacted a few people that I knew, and I reached out. In all honesty, I sometimes reached out to the publicists of the big stars. And yeah, it was very exciting. We almost had Sarah Bareilles. I was so sad Sarah didn't come on board in the end through her manager, but yeah, it was wonderful. They were just so generous. And so simple, no divas. It was wonderful, very easy.
And Bertie Carvel was kind enough. He was so sweet. He recommended Laura Ward, who was so forthcoming, and that was so appreciated. And
yeah, it was anyway. So it took us about two or so months, I would say, to put it all together and get the final touches on. And then we have launched, and the bids are coming in.
And we also have an initiative called Adopt a Creative. So if somebody has a friend or a family member that's in the theater arts that they want to sponsor them to get one of the prizes, a master class or something, use this time in lockdown and quarantine to hone their craft, now is the perfect time to do it and support the theater industry at the same time as a gift to someone else. What a lovely idea.
Yeah. I hope that people will really enjoy the prizes and the items. And if you know someone, or if you yourself would like one of the prizes, do you have a list of all the people, Estee? Hold on, I'm going to get up a list. I'm going to get the list up. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, I like that. Holding music. You sing better than me. You go.
Yeah, exactly. Da, da, da. Okay, so this is the official list of everyone who has offered a prize that you could own. Helen Mirren, Michael Ball, Miranda Hart, Danielle Denise, the opera star, Christopher Biggins, Arlene Phillips, Bertie Carvel, sent me to the chokey, Lauren Ward, Harriet Thorpe, Jodie Prenger, Sue Pollard, Hannah Waddingham, who you might have recently seen in Sex Education, which I loved, Leslie Joseph, Chris Hopkins, Julie Atherton, Emma Kingston, Evita, Jason Carr, Grace Taylor, who's Associate Director on Six, Linda Jean-Pierre, Guy Hoare, who's a wonderful lighting designer for the West End, Kaiser Hammerland, Simon Lipkin, Natalie Moore Williams, Jason Denton, Charlotte Vaughan, Adam Robert Lewis, Michael Vinson, Dominic Hodson, Reese Kerridge, and the We Audition actor audition service.
See, you can't see me, but I'm really clapping. Because it's very exciting. These people are amazing.
Yeah. So that's kind of it. We hope to raise a lot of money for Acting for Others, and we hope that those funds will help people really in need during the coronavirus times. This is the first time we've said the word coronavirus the whole time.
I know, on purpose, I think.
I know, we're all a bit coronavirused out, aren't we?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a very flippant thing to say, considering people are dying. But I myself have definitely shielded from the news a little bit lately.
Yep.
So I mean, Nick might cut here, but what's next for you, Estee?
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
For me, I'm right. Well, I'm in my second year of my master's at Goldsmiths for writing musical theater. So you can call me an opsimath, which is an old person who goes back to school. And I'm writing. I have a few shows, plates spinning in the air, and so I'm thank God, I'm like, okay, but I'm thinking about the people who aren't, all the freelancers and lighting designers, everyone from front of house,
Yeah. I used to be a performer. I still perform sometimes still, but I remember I felt very vulnerable when I was a performer, because you always just hope to get that next job, and if you don't, then it's back to receptionist duty. But now there's no receptionist jobs. There's no casual jobs around town, so it's a very vulnerable time for all sorts of creatives. So yeah, we are sending our thoughts and love out to all of those who are in hard times right now. But we hope that Until the Curtains Rise is a little bit of positivity and a little bit of light.
Yeah, we hope so.
Well, that's all from us.
Bye.
See you.
My thanks to Maryann Wright and Estee Stimler there. For more information, please do visit untilthecurtainsrise.com, where you can bid until the 24th of May 2020, and all funds go directly to Acting for Others. If you want to find out more about that charity, you can go to actingforothers.co.uk. If you have any questions, email Maryann Wright at info@untilthecurtainsrise.com. Thank you very much for listening. Stay safe, stay indoors, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye. For more information about Musical Talk, please visit our website at musicaltalk.co.uk. You can email us at feedback@musicaltalk.co.uk, listen to past episodes on iTunes and YouTube, and follow our social media channels on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.